Sonic's channel.
Hey fans, Mykle the Human here, and welcome to part 11 of the Sonic Generations playthrough, and we have Eddie Lebron of Blue Core Studios back with us today. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Nice. And what made you want to do commentary for Crisis City? Like, why on earth would you pick a Sonic 06 stage?
Mainly because I never played Sonic 06. So I have no reference for how the stage originally operated with glitches and all. I'm off the impression and the feeling that Generations left on me playing Crisis City. And in terms of design, complexity, and the little story that the stage tells, as you go through it, like the false ending. I like stages that kind of throw, especially in Sonic, that throw a curveball and kind of change up the formula of running from beginning to end. And I also like Sonic in, uncontemporary settings. And by that I mean his untraditional settings, since Sonic is someone that's usually in an organic, greenery type setting, something very environmental and, reflective of who he is and where he comes from. I'm always, like with Chemical Plant Zone, I'm very keen to all of the stages in which it's out of his element and it kind of puts him in a new scenario. And seeing him in kind of just modern day city that's on the brink of destruction or is under destruction is something I find visually appealing.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really liked about Sonic Adventure 2 was the storytelling in that game. I liked the serious tone to it, how it had the government involved and all that stuff. It had a very cool feel to it that a lot of other Sonic games haven't had. It was really serious, but not too serious like Sonic 06 was.
Yeah.
But it had a very good balance to it, mixing humor and seriousness to it. And I wish there were more Sonic games like that, because Sonic Adventure 2 is like the only Sonic game that had that kind of feel to it.
Oh, absolutely. I kind of wish Sonic... The story of Adventure 2 with more of the Adventure 1 presentation would have made Adventure 2 so much stronger. For some reason, Adventure 2 didn't have the oomph and the grandiose feeling of Adventure 1. When I was playing Adventure 1, it felt so big and like this was a turning point in Sonic. And it's weird because I thought that's what Sonic 06 was going to be, but before I could even play it, I heard so many bad reviews that it just I kind of was like, okay, I'm not going to touch this.
Yeah, that was sad.
Since Sonic 06 was supposed to be the next, it was supposed to be the next step. It was supposed to be the next generation's Sonic Adventure. And Sonic Adventure was the next generation's, Sonic the Hedgehog. It was supposed to, it was just his first jump into 3D, and this was supposed to be his first jump into high definition, the high definition age of 3D gaming. And by 3D, I mean not the three-dimensional means, you know what I mean, by just this new generation of games where you can do so much more with all of these elements. And I mean, this goes back to why I love this stage. It's kind of the complexity of it and just the scale of it. That's the one thing I like about Generations. It just adds a whole new perspective and scale and visual dimension to the Sonic stages that we grew up with, and also the Sonic stages that could have potentially been great, but now they're reworked. Like, I don't know how Crisis City was back in the day, but out of the with no reference from Sonic 06, I really do like Crisis City, and it almost makes me want to play 06, but I know how bad it is, so I don't need to.
Yeah, in terms of graphics, the stage doesn't look all that different, but it's definitely still a huge improvement. I like the level design better on this one, and in Sonic 06, the engine itself just wasn't good. Like, his animation was very stiff, and
it's broken.
Yeah, the way Sonic feels, it just doesn't feel right. The way he does the homing attack is very stiff, and It's just, this game is a lot more polished in every way.
Definitely. That's a game that desperately, doesn't need a remake, but an attempt to kind of
Fix it.
Fix the the horrible error on the history of Sonic.
Yeah.
So, but I had such high hopes for 06. There was so much potential in this new age of Sonic and this new look of Sonic and this new approach to Sonic. The trailers left a lot to be like. The trailers were amazing, and you would actually see the game, and it's a very sad moment. I think it's the saddest moment in Sonic's history. Games like Sonic Shuffled hold nothing. I mean, they're masterpieces compared to Sonic 06 and just the effect that it left on the Sonic mythology.
Yeah.
I think that's another great thing about Generations, that this is an attempt to fix what was broken in the past.
Yeah, around E3 when they were first showing the gameplay footage of Sonic 06, they showed some clips of it that I assumed were going to end up getting tweaked and improved and all that stuff, because a lot of times when they show early footage of games, there are a lot of incomplete animations and incomplete graphics and stuff like that. So I assumed that the way Sonic was moving so stiff that they were going to end up reworking that and polishing it and making it look pretty much as smooth as you see Sonic in Sonic Generations. But then, as the game was getting closer and closer to coming out, I started getting really disappointed because they didn't do any improvements on his animations, and actually, if anything, it was actually worse in certain parts of the game, and at that moment I was pretty disappointed.
One of the things that just completely blew my mind as to how bad it was when I was watching some of the cutscenes and seeing stuff as simple as Tails' animation just being so horrendously bad and wonky. Tails was like a Jello caricature, just kind of wobbling around and overacting. It was like no care was put into the game at all, and it boggles my mind. I mean, it's great because now you watch Generation is essentially what any 3D Sonic game over the last 10 years was supposed to be.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's weird that it took them since Sonic Adventure to get it to this point, but at least we're now at this point, and now we can see where it's going to go from here.
Yeah, basically they just need to get rid of all the gimmicks.
Exactly.
And it was probably a good thing that they just focused on Sonic for a while, just to get the gameplay that they needed for Sonic games. Because I would like to see Knuckles return in a Sonic game again, and Tails as a playable character, which actually Tails will be a playable character in Sonic 4 Episode 2.
Yeah.
But I would like to see them do a Sonic game where you can use Tails and Knuckles in a new engine, kind of like the Hedgehog engine that was used in this game and in Sonic Unleashed. I would like to see a modern take on those characters.
I would like to see the technology and the engine of this game implemented into something like Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
That would be a great next step in Sonic. Just as long as that's another thing I didn't find so great about Adventure 2 was that I felt Adventure made a priority of making Sonic's game the longest for good reason. Out of all the characters, Sonic's storyline and his gameplay was the longest because, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog game, and I felt that Adventure 2 attempted to balance it too much where the priority wasn't put on Sonic, and I'm from the school of thought where you can throw in all of these other characters and all their other gameplay, but Sonic always has to remain priority since that's the primary reason why we're playing the game, and
Yeah.
Adventure 2 balanced it way too much, so I wouldn't mind seeing something like Adventure, the style of Adventure mixed with today's engine, but still keeping a priority on Sonic.
Now, if they were to do a remake or remix of Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2, and with this engine, then I would buy that in a heartbeat, because that would just be the coolest
amazing
thing ever. Sega would make so much money if they were to do something like that, because everyone would love that.
That would be amazing, especially a lot of the graphical limitations of some of those stages and the worlds in which you pick the worlds within you pick the worlds in which you pick the levels, like when you have to go through the caverns to go into the ice cap stage. It would just be. It would be so fantastic to see that type of detail brought to that type of scale, which is why Adventure was so great at the time. That was the graphical limitations of what you can do at the time, but it was still this grand game. And just to take today's technology and make something like that even grander, I feel would be a great next step. Which goes back to the whole, there you have trying to combine sandbox elements with Sonic, which I think would be pretty cool as long as you don't negate the speed elements and exactly what makes a Sonic game work.
Alrighty. We're about to free... What character is this again? We're about to free SBO. Oh wait, no, that's Blaze. I'm so sorry.
Oh, such a beautiful level. And I'm not saying that because it looks like the end of the world. Although I do get a kick out of seeing Sonic implemented in that scenario. That's why I love the Perfect Chaos stage. It's just seeing Sonic up against a challenge when the world is at its, near its end. I don't know, seeing a hero at the end, battling at the end, during the end of the world, the visual end of the world is always a empowering thing for a hero. So I get a kick out of seeing Sonic scale the fiery chasms of a city.
Alrighty, that about wraps it up for part 11 of the Sonic Generations playthrough. Eddie, is there anything else you'd like to say?
It was fun. I'm currently finishing up Sonic, the Sonic fan film, as many people know, and we're uploading a lot more videos to our YouTube, the Blue Core Studios YouTube, youtube.com/Blue Core Studios. We're also uploading a lot more videos to bluecorestudios.com, and pretty soon Sonic will be out, and a lot of content will be out as well regarding the film, so it's a pretty busy and fun time for us.
Alright, cool. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
This is Mykle the Human. See you guys next time.
Holla.